Hello, everypony! Welcome to yet another ToonKriticY2K interview. And who else is this dude? I'm ToonKriticY2K. Zach, whatever you want to call me. I have with me today Jeff Burgess. Say hi, man.
Hi, how you doing?
I am doing good. Thank you for being part of this little interview thing.
It's no problem.
So, quickly, tell us about yourself.
Um, I'm a Libra. I really like smooth jazz. I'm a fan of long walks under the pier at sunset. The usual stuff.
You make music too, if I'm correct, right?
I I do also make music when I'm not too busy having long walks on sunsets on the beach. Yes, I make a lot of pony music, but that's not the only music I make. I've been making music for a while now, actually.
Hmm. What got you into making music, and how long have you been doing it?
To be honest, what got me into making music was when I was little. It's hard to believe, but I was actually smaller than I am now. When I was little, uh, I listened to the Beatles a lot, and that really got me into writing music because it was just so good.
Hmm. Well, that works, I think. Beatles is always a
Yeah,
good place to start.
yeah.
For me, it was like, what was it? Bob Marley. I think that was like my earliest experiences with music.
Oh, yeah.
What's the best thing about what you do?
I guess the best thing would just be being able to do something you're passionate about. That's really the best thing about anything, really, is when there's something that you like so much and you can put it out there and other people like it and they're supportive of you and you get to learn and grow along with these people listening to your stuff. Like if you listen to my first Pony songs, they are absolute shite. And I've come a long way since then, and I would not have come any way without people actually listening and critiquing, and that's really the best part about it.
Alright, and since you make pony stuff, how did you become a brony, and how long have you been one?
I get this question a lot, and I think I always give a different answer 'cause I can't remember exactly. But as I recall today, I think December of 2011, a friend of mine, I'd heard about the show and that it was popular. Actually, come to think of it, now that I'm actually trying to give you an accurate answer, I think around maybe January to March of 2011 was when I first heard about the show and heard that it was popular just sort of on the grapevine. And I was like, looking back on it, I don't know why I was less disturbed than I was, but I just kind of assumed, okay, whatever, and went on with my life. And then about December of 2011, a friend of mine told me about it, and he was like, you got to watch this. And I was like, eh. So I definitely, I think I saw it at first around that time, but I didn't really like it. And then I for some reason I gave it a second. Oh, I remember. I saw that episode with Zakora, and I was like, this show's racist. So I
I think it was
pretty much,
bridal gossip, right?
yeah, that's the one. And so I forgot about it because I'd seen a thread on Reddit that was like, what's the best episode to get into My Little Pony? And it was bridal gossip. And so that was the top comment, and I watched it, and I'm like, I don't know who these characters are, and they're racist. What is this? But yeah, then I gave it another shot around March of 2012, and I just pretty much watched it all the way through, and it was really good. And the thing is, I didn't get involved in the fandom until till July when somebody sent me a link to the Everfree radio streams of like BronyCon and whatnot. That was the first time that I really understood just the the depth and the overarching fandom that the show really had. And then I was watching a panel and it caught on fire, and the rest is history.
Yeah.
I can't remember the one that I watched after uh, Bridal Gossip, but after that one, I went just straight to the beginning and was like, all right, if I'm gonna give this a real chance, I'm just gonna start with one and work my way through. That's what I did with Doctor Who too, because I never liked that show because it was weird, and then I just started from the beginning. Now I love it. It's awesome.
Has becoming a brony made your work stronger?
Yes, but I wouldn't put it like that. What has made my work stronger is having people listening to it and critiquing it and telling me what's good, telling me what's bad, and being able to work with that feedback. It's just happens to be that the Brony fandom is the first time anyone's in large numbers been looking at my musical work and critiquing it in that way. So the Brony fandom has definitely helped with that. And I think I mentioned this in another interview. I called the Brony fandom more at this point an artistic movement because we have all these people who are just putting their work out there so prolifically and just working together to critique each other and do collabs and stuff just to improve their craft. It's something that no other fandom has, to the point that I think it's almost an artistic movement, and if it's not, we've yet to see the kind of power that it can have in art.
How would you explain the fandom to someone that's never even heard of the show or fandom?
There's this show. It's an animated series, much like most other animations, except it follows the lives of six pastel-colored ponies as they attempt to learn to be good people and be friends. And the show's gathered a following of people who take the lessons to heart and just want to use that to become better people, and it's a very positive fandom.
Hmm. It's sort of like the people who are really into like Adventure Time, Homestuck, all this other stuff.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I'll go with that. Yeah, I'll take your answer. Probably just be like, it's a bunch of people who like the show My Little Pony, and then the person would be like, what? And I'd be like, look, it's not what you think. And they'd be like, is it? And I'd be like, no, really, just let me show you.
Say you got the chance to perform for like thousands of people, but you'd have to wear something ridiculous. Would you still do it?
How ridiculous are we talking?
Say actually being in one of those pony suits.
Like the creepy Applejack one?
Yeah.
Sure, why not? Ugh. Yeah, why not? I'll do it.
As long as
I'll,
nobody knows who it is, like, beneath the costume. Speaking of that, though, have you ever actually performed live? And if you haven't, would you want to?
I have, and I do like performing live, and I want to do it more.
What was your first time like doing it?
Oh, I don't know. I've done a lot of live performance. I can't remember the first time, but pretty much just every time's awesome because you get a different feel from each crowd, and you're doing different songs, and just the energy of the room powers the music. And to go off on another tangent, I really like I really like garage punk music because you listen to it on a recording, it sucks like major ass. But when you go to some attic or basement where it's like infested with termites and shit, and people are just playing this just eardrum breaking loud punk music, and people are just flailing all over and hitting each other with boards, that energy just fuels the music, and it's just an amazing experience. And jazz is a lot like that too, except people don't go crazy, but in the same vein of it, the energy fuels the music more than it does on a recording. I like music.
Yeah, we figured that out pretty quickly. Alright. If I had known any better, I would have said you just liked cheese. I don't know.
I like some cheese. Some cheese is good.
Who do you really want to meet in this fandom, like face to face?
Face to face. You.
I was not expecting that answer, honestly. That works.
You're the best guy in the whole fandom. Plus, also like, I can't really think of anyone, because like everyone in the fandom is great, but there's no one I've met. I mean, I guess you're expecting an answer like some celebrity,
Like the microphone, wooden tombstone, wait, I'm gonna cut that out. Like wooden toaster, living tombstone, that sort of stuff.
wooden tombstone or the no, but everybody in the fandom honestly great people, and it'd be a thrill to meet anyone. And I'm gonna be at BronyCon. I will be attending, so I'm sure I'll meet a bunch of people, and it'll be great.
Hmm. Yeah, one day I'll get to go to BronyCon. I know I will eventually.
Speaking of meeting the wooden Tombstone, Tombstone is like the nicest guy. Just want to throw that out there. Like a lot of people seem nice, but then you meet them in private and they're just kind of dicks. Tombstone is just the nicest guy I have ever met. Just wanted to throw that out there because he's so nice.
Hmm.
I want to meet Eileen Monty, because she's my bestie, and I want to meet Ed from Acoustic Brony because he's also my bestie. He's like my waifu.
Aw. Have you ever gone to any cons, and would you want to go if you haven't?
I haven't yet, but I'm gonna be attending BronyCon. I will be there. I will be giving free nose kisses to anyone dressed as Sweetie Belle. There's another con I might be attending, but I might not be, so still working out the details.
Are you in this for fun, fame, or free nachos?
That's an interesting question. Fun. I'll take all of them. Really?
But like, if you chose like fame, like, would you be like, oh yeah, I don't care anybody else but me. My work is only important. All this other stuff.
I mean, it's true. My work is really important.
But you won't forget your friends.
No, I do take my work very seriously because it is to me at least, the art is my highest form of expressions, and I take that very seriously whenever I do something. But I mean, I keep it realistic. I don't have a stick up my ass, and I'm not like, my art, come. Why was I not featured on horse website? So yeah, always have to keep things in perspective.
Right. What's your favorite season and episode of Friendship is Magic?
I don't know. It's definitely. I think it's a three-way tie, and I can't remember the third part of the three-way tie, but I remember the first two, so I'll tell you those. I really liked Magic Duel because it was just so filmic, and it could have followed the structure of what is it? Oh yeah, the generic structure of Trixie shows up and she's like, "Oh, I challenge you," and Twilight's like, "Oh my god," and Trixie's like, "The challenge is in a week. You better get ready." And Twilight's like, "Oh my god, I gotta prepare." And then there's like Eye of the Tiger exercise montage. and then she like learns over the week, and then she defeats Trixie, and it's the standard bullshit that everybody's seen a million times. But instead they were like, you know what? No, she loses, and then she has to go find herself and realize and that's a really good structure. And number 2 in the three-way tie, third that I forget, is Sister Hooves Social, because that one just tells such a brilliant story of sisterly love, and I think something anybody with siblings has to go through, where you realize you have differences, but you do love each other anyway. And I'm trying to remember the third one. Oh, what I really love about Sister Hooves Social is that Friendship is Witchcraft did a version of it that is a different story, equally as long and equally as good, to the point that you could watch either one and be just as entertained and moved by the story. It's really great that they did that.
I haven't actually seen Friendship is Witchcraft. I need to look into it.
Oh my god! Do it.
I will when I get the chance.
Right now.
Are you proud to like the show?
I wouldn't say there's any pride behind it. I'm proud when I make a song or something relating to the show, but I mean, I'm proud when I make any sort of song and put it out. It's like being proud that I watch Happy Endings, or that I watch Conan. It's I enjoy the show, and I am just in awe at the fandom and just the immensity of it, and just all these people coming together to work with each other and just improve themselves. That's an amazing thing. But to say there's really pride behind it, that's not something that I would do.
Hmm. Which of these situations do you think the brony community overreacted over more? Derby being censored, Twilight as an alicorn, or Main 6, like, losing fighting is magic?
I I don't think I have an answer to that question. I don't. It's not that I don't know, but I really don't care. I People overreact to to anything that changes, and I'm gonna go off on a tangent here. There was a director who throughout his whole career never got a single Oscar, and when he was close to, I wish I could remember this guy's name. They were like, oh my god, he's gonna die. We gotta throw him an Oscar. So they gave him one of those honorary ones for. Oh no, they gave him best director, and so he goes up and we'll know how good this picture is in 15 years. And that's true with most things. Is not only do you not know how good or how impactful or how just important to a culture something certain amount of time is, when you're living in the wake and in the current of hype and reaction, you can't judge it from any sort of historical standpoint. And the fact that we are in the depth of this ocean of anger and drama over Main Six and Twilight being an alicorn is, we have no way to judge this. And looking in hindsight at Derpy, we can sort of see that people had their strong feelings, and it's something that still pulses in the fandom today. So it's going to be a while before we can really take a look at this from a non-biased perspective.
What pony resembles you out of the Main 6?
Main Six. That's so many choices.
Oh.
That's
Okay, fine. Main 6, Cutie Mark Crusaders, and the Princesses.
okay. Let's see. 6 choices. Oh, great. That's even more choices. I'd say Rarity is a lot like me just for her creative passion. I don't know. There's a bit of Pinkie Pie because I can't stop making jokes, which you might have noticed.
I noticed.
Don't really do parties anymore. I used to. A bit of step. The thing about the show, and this actually harks back to your question of how would you explain the show to someone else, is within these 6 characters, everyone can find a part of themselves that is just represented in these characters. Like I can see myself, some of me in Rarity, in Pinkie Pie, and Rainbow Dash, even a bit of Fluttershy, some Applejack, some Twilight Sparkle. The fact is, these characters are not only universal, but they're such unique sides of being with their own flaws that everybody can connect to that. If you can't connect to one, you can connect to 3, and if not 3, you can connect to all of them. And that's what really draws people into a good show, and that's why you don't see this kind of fandom over like Home Improvement, because there are these tin types of just what an executive thinks a 30-year-old boy is, or what an executive writer for TBS thinks that a mother is. It's not like that, and we have so much thanks to give to Lauren Faust for setting this standard in the first season of who these characters are and what their strengths and what their flaws are, because had she not done that, we wouldn't be where we are today. So I guess my answer is all of them.
Yeah, all of them kind of resemble you like at the same time. But then here's another little question. Suddenly Rarity is right next to you. What do you do?
I would take out my top and spin it to see if it would stop.
Ah, right. I see what you did there.
Yeah.
I had to like pause there for a second. Wait a minute. Oh, okay, I get it. What is your favorite pony-related song?
Spring by Jackalap is definitely my favorite. Um, I do have a lot of favorites. After that, I actually did a top 10 favorites compilation a few months ago, and since then I've heard things that would probably completely change the top 10. But as of now, Spring by Jackalap is still number one. Ooh, Eccentrifuge, feat Lasolda Pony, uh, Manhattan Mornings, Songbird is, oh my god, it's an orgasmically amazing track. Like, oh my god, so good. Simgertina's new one with Feather, it's amazing because it's like the the production quality you'd see on like a 2008 through 2010 like house track, but it's the style of like 1975 disco. It's just an amazing hybrid. I love it. It's so good.
Hmm. And what about your favorite Brony animation?
Um, uh, I don't know. I'm gonna have to pick the obvious one and go with Picture Perfect Pony.
Uh,
Well, the thing about that is the the animation is show accurate, but that's that's not necessarily its greatest feat because over time with all these people animating, it's a given that people will be able to animate as good as the show because they're using Flash, they're using the same technology that the show has. It's just a matter of time and effort. The thing about that is not only is the animation accurate, but so is the vocals. And if you watch other animations that some more recent ones have show accuracy, but the vocals are just sort of like impersonations of the characters, and there's this almost uncanny valley effect because you're used to something but you're not quite getting it, and it's almost off-putting to an extent. So one of the brilliant things about Picture Perfect Pony is instead of picking like a song that like Rainbow Dash would sing and you get someone who's kind of doing the voice but not spot on, and there's just this bit of uncertainty when watching it. They picked a background character with Monty, my bestie, my most brilliant voice actress, one of the best in the fandom in my opinion, and she does that voice spot on. It was one of the best choices they could do, and by they I mean him.
Here's a really stupid question. What shipping do you believe in more, Vifix and Jay Woody or Megaphoric and Alioopster?
No idea who these people are. Why do you give me these questions?
Because apparently they're popular. Apparently there's some kind of cool people. I don't know.
I would I would never endorse a ship, for ships are doomed to sink. Nah, this is my 20s mayor voice. I'm the mayor, and I do not endorse shipping. I'm gonna say Alioopster and Megaphoric only because if Coco hears this, he'll probably like beat me up and take my lunch money.
Probably.
He'll do that. He'll just be like, "Give me your lunch money," and I'll be like, "But I don't want to." And he's like, "I'm Coco Neru." Ah! That's my worst impression ever.
That's alright. Alright, last four serious questions. What do you think keeps you going and what helps you motivate to create more?
Just definitely the feedback that I get from people. It's just amazing that I can get so much positive and negative feedback, and I take I take it all seriously. If something is bad, oh, believe me, a lot of shit's bad about my songs. I am so bad at mixing music, and I'm getting better, but it takes every critique that I can get to improve. And it also helps people like DB Pony. Um, I think Acoustic helped me out a lot with mixing some stuff. It's just all the great feedback that I can get, because before the Brony community, it was so hard to put out a single song because nobody was even going to listen to it. And now here I am with droves of people just who are looking forward to more stuff, not just listening to the one thing I put out. and that's great.
Do you have any tips for fellow musicians and singers?
Yes, I have a tip. Quit. We don't need the competition. Okay, now I have real.
that is, that is the best advice ever.
Now my real advice is just keep creating stuff that you feel passionate about and pay mind to both the positive and negative criticisms. Don't let the positive ones go to your head. Don't let the negative ones pull you down into a dark pit of despair. And don't let your ego get too big. Eat breakfast because it's going to set you off to a good start in the day. And if people tell you you suck, be like, you know what? I do, but if you can be helpful to me, then maybe I will suck less. And that's my motto is I may suck now, but if you help me out, I'll suck less later.
What's something about yourself that you think would be interesting for people to know?
I'm a Libra. I like smooth jazz.
Besides everything you just said at the beginning.
I don't know. What do you think about me is interesting?
um, you told me you were working on a film?
I am. Yeah, I was editing it right when you called me. It's a brony horror film, and I'll be honest with you. I'll tell you a little secret. I hate it. I have been working on it so long. I'm just pissed and really want to get it finished because it looks great, but I think the story is so stupid that I just want to get it out and done so that I can move on to better things.
Well, I'm sure when it comes out, everybody will be the judge of it.
I'm sure people will like it. It's just one of those things where I'm so saturated to it. I just want it to die. We're done with it so long ago, but I'm not.
Mm. And lastly, where would you be today without My Little Pony Friendship is Magic?
Um, ooh, that's a good question. That's a very good question.
Like, let's go back in time to where the day you found out about Friendship is Magic. Let's pretend that day never happened, and now we jump to today. Where would you be?
You know, that's it's a very good question. And yeah, I could write you off and give you some joke, or I could go into, all the positive ways that not just the lessons that I've learned from the show, but the people that I've met have influenced me. But I'll just say, I would not be as well-rounded and decent a person I am had I not met the people I've met through this fandom, and had I not, seen the kind of friendship that's imbued in the show.
Well, thank you very much for taking a part in this little thing. It was an honor to talk to you.
For letting me come on, because I want to meet you. I want to give you a free nose kiss, but only if you're dressed as Sweetie Belle.
Well, Sweetie Belle isn't my favorite, but...
Not my favorite either, but oh my god, she's so cute.
Yes, yes she is. I'm gonna put Jeffy's stuff in the link to the description below. Check out his stuff. His stuff's really good. Actually, very first song I heard from him, Berry Punch, that is a great, great song, I think. Or is it Berry Punch? The song about Berry Punch, that's the one I remember. The title escapes me.
5 out of 10.
Yeah. But yeah, this is me telling you to like, comment, subscribe, swag, all that good stuff. We will see you later. Anything you want to say before we sign out? Those are the most beautiful words ever said in mankind. Thank you.